You know who deserves a perfect 10? A perfect 10. An 8 doesn't deserve a 10. A 7 doesn't deserve a 10. I'm not talking about looks either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about how you look. I'm just talking about you as a person. I think a major problem we have in society today is that we have all bought into the fairy tale, the myth that, I'm amazing. I'm a perfect 10. And I deserve someone who's going to treat me exactly the way I want, and this person's going to be a 10. And we're so busy evaluating other people for, are they a 10, a 7, an 8? Like I say, I'm not just talking about attractiveness or looks. I'm just talking about, their job and what do they do and who they are. And we need to first realize we are not a 10. There is not a 10. There may be 10s in certain channels of their life, but all the way across, no. We all grew up and we all have baggage or trauma or things we were exposed to or things that we saw or that we didn't. And so we all have this where we are just a person. And I think we tend to judge people so heavily that we don't judge ourselves. We talked about it earlier about watching self-help videos so that you can share it with other people so they can fix themselves. They're not themselves or they videos. They're they self-help videos. They're just self-help videos. We need to spend time understanding that we have stuff to work on. I think we let a lot of amazing people just slide right through our lives because we're grading them on this fairy tale that we taught that it's like, oh yeah, you go. Yeah, you deserve the world. You deserve everything. You're perfect. You're not. And there is something about wanting good for yourself. And I don't mean you get with people that mistreat you. Gosh, don't get with a 3 or a 4. Here I am telling you to judge people. I don't mean that. Make sure that people treat you well. But if you find someone who's just a good person and they're doing their best and they're working through and they're attacking life as best they can and they're a good person, maybe they don't have the best job or the best this. Maybe they have a few little quirks and things about them. As long as they're not mistreating you, I don't mean that, but I'm like, I think we need to be realistic and say, hey, we have a lot of work to do before we go out and judge somebody else. And we just let a lot of amazing people slide through life. I think that's sad. And you see it all the time. And then suddenly someone gets to a point in their life where they're like, I have no friends, or I'm not married, or these kind of things. Like, everybody else is screwed up. I'm perfect. And it's like, well, you might have let a lot of amazing 8s or 7s slip right through because you were looking for a 10 across the board.